Yeah, let's talk about
Gamers Nexus buys a
Gamers Nexus.
scam, in quotes, pre-built from iBuyPower with a 10-year old GPU. Yikes. It's the iBuyPower Element Mini 167A for $700. It has a Ryzen 5 3600. It is 8 gigabytes of 3000 megahertz RAM, a 250 gigabyte SSD, and a 2 gigabyte GT 730, which is a 730 in name only. It is a Fermi GF 108-300-A1, aka a GT 430. Ooh, that wasn't even a good card when it came out. Was that literally the card? No, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
You know
I
what I'm
think it was
talking
the
about?
210 or something, or 240
you
or
know what I'm
something
talking
like
about,
that. I know
though?
what you're talking about.
Yeah. Big yikes. The Amazon listing they bought it from had a bunch of mistakes, like listing 16 gigabytes of RAM, 1 gigabyte hard drive, and a 4-core processor. What? Okay. Unsurprisingly, this is the worst pre-built they've ever bought. Most benchmark games they use wouldn't even run. Games that did run had horrible performance. The A&O performs better than this thing. Nice. A&O.
I gotta confess, I kind of feel like this is sort of a water is wet
Yeah, like, wait, what?
revelation here, because pre-builts with old crappy GPUs, many of which are rebranded even older crappy GPUs, are not really a new thing. To be clear, I don't think iBuyPower should be marketing this as a gaming desktop at all. That's really stupid. But this also isn't really anything new. Like, I remember buying at Future Shop. We talked about good old Future Shop not that long ago. I remember, buying something that the sales rep told us would be good for gaming when I didn't know anything about computers yet, and finding out that it had onboard graphics. Like, and remember, this was back when Intel's onboard graphics were not even like good onboard graphics.
I still remember going to the Future Shop in Langley back when Future Shop existed.
Yeah.
And trying to find a graphics card with my dad and going through all the different components that they had there and stuff. And like the old art that used to be on graphics card boxes was so cool. And like, I know nothing about it. My dad luckily knew some stuff, so that was great. But like, I knew nothing, so I was like, "Ooh, pretty box art. I want this one."
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. This is very confusing. So the notes are talking about an Amazon article, which is like interesting, and then the link for the Element Mini is to the Microsoft Store, which seems to have things listed correctly in terms of specs.
Yeah, I think that the big problem is just that this GT 730 is a GT 430, which was garbage when it came out and is definitely garbage today and obviously doesn't perform very well. So the big problem here is calling things gaming when they are obviously not capable of gaming in any kind of modern sense. So that's...
What's going on here, though? Like, is NVIDIA calling this card that? Is iBuyPower just like stickering it? Like, what's happening here? I feel like I'm missing something. Am I just being dumb?
Yeah, I mean, it's all stuff. So it's all stuff that's bad, but none of it is new.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm at on this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, honestly, at $600 US, it's not exactly a great deal or anything, but it's not like you aren't getting, it's not like that would cost a ton more than $600 or a ton more than $700. Excuse me. It's not like it would cost you. My trip is starting to catch up to me a little bit. I've not slept enough. I'm pretty good at managing jet lag.
Can you talk about that at all? Can you even say where you were?
I was in Tel Aviv.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
And we're gonna end it there.
And we're gonna end it right there.
Yeah. Just so people understand why there's jet lag going on.
So this is a 3600 Ryzen 5. That's a $270 Canadian processor. So what is that, like 200 around $200 US, something like that. There's some RAM, there's a case, there's a power supply.
There's
so
RGB fans, as far as I can
RGB
tell.
fans. Like it's not like a scam in the sense that you think you're buying a computer and it ships with a brick inside, you
Yeah.
know, like $20 worth of concrete or like, you know, cement inside it. Like, it's not like that, but it's just a really, really terrible deal, which again is nothing new in the pre-built computer world.
And I guess the whole like this is still this old graphics card thing is not new either, but bringing light to it's probably pretty chill.
Yeah, and that shouldn't be a thing. Rebranding
Yes, yeah.
products shouldn't be a thing. That's something we've spoken out about in the past, because the only reason to do it is to mislead users, to make them think that it's something newer than what it is. That's literally the only reason to do it. So we've criticized rebadging graphics cards in particular. Seem to go through this a lot.
Oh, and then they've been going through it for the entire time that I've been interested in computers as well.
Yeah.
More or less.
Yeah.
Like this is not even close to new.
I still remember getting absolutely like enraged at Sapphire way back in the day, because there was like a variant of I actually finally forget the details of it. I guess time does heal all wounds. It was some variant of like a 9600 or something like that had a cut down memory bus. Because that was the big one back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
Was they would have the memory bus, which would dramatically change the performance, because you are essentially cutting the memory bandwidth in half. And that's not something that was typically disclosed on a spec sheet. So I bought, just so that in my parents' machine, there would be something like sort of usable for my siblings. I bought what I thought was a decent GPU, but it was, you know, $15, $20 cheaper. And I put it in there and I was like, this performance is trash. What the heck is going on here? This should be better, because I had like the real version in my own machine like a year prior or something like that. And I found out that it was only disclosed, and that was the only way I was able to figure it out, because I maybe I didn't have access to tools like GPU-Z yet or something, but it was only disclosed on like their European site that it was a 64-bit bus card, when it was supposed to be a 128-bit. Like, it was not listed on ATI at the time. It wasn't listed on ATI's website anywhere as that was a variant of this GPU that existed. So I made the argument to them that I should be able to get a refund, or that they should swap it for one with a 128-bit bus, because the retailer didn't list it properly, NCIX. Their product information didn't have it on their North American site, where I had gone to double check. So I had no way of knowing that I was buying some garbage card. And so that's all terrible. Rebadging things, quietly changing the specs without changing the label. Those are both bad, even though they're kind of the opposite behavior. They're super duper nothing new. And for as long as the tech industry has and will exist, it's going to continue to be a thing.
Probably. Yep.
Yeah, so there you go. All right, should we move on to our next topic?
Yeah.
But shame on you, Amazon reseller, and Microsoft and NZXT2 for having the word gaming in the description of that desktop. I'll say that much. Honestly, you'd probably be better off just getting the APU version of that chip and running on the onboard.
Yeah. Gaming desktop. Yeah. That's just...
Yeah.
I feel like they're almost just saying that because like some marketing person was like, well, it has the RGBs.
Yeah.
Maybe we should call it the gamings.